The Blind Surfer, Australia. The sea had always been Liam Torres's first language, a symphony of rhythm and power he understood in his bones. From the moment he first paddled out as a boy in Australia, the waves of the Pacific had been his truest companions. But then an accident, a cruel, swift twist of fate, stole his sight, plunging his vibrant world into an unexpected darkness. For months, the roar of the ocean felt like a mocking presence, a reminder of what he had lost. The thought of stepping on a surfboard again, unable to see the approaching crest, the shifting line of foam, was an agony. But the ocean, wild and insistent, called to him with a pull stronger than his despair. Liam refused to be severed from his oldest love. He began by simply sitting by the shore, listening. He focused with an intensity he'd never needed before, tuning his ears to the nuanced language of the waves. He learned to differentiate the distant murmur of a swell from the closer crash of a breaking wave. He counted the seconds between sets, mapping the ocean's breath in his mind. His first attempts to surf again were fraught with frustration and fear. He fell countless times, swallowed by the churning water, disoriented and helpless. But each time he found his way back to his board, a stubborn fire in his belly, his other senses sharpened with incredible speed. He learned to feel the subtle vibrations of an approaching swell through the fiberglass beneath his hands and feet, a whisper of power rising from the deep. He sensed the shifting currents against his skin, the change in air pressure as a wave gathered strength. With time, and an almost superhuman dedication, Liam didn't just relearn to surf. He mastered it in a way few sighted surfers ever could. He moved on the water with an almost uncanny intuition, dancing with waves he couldn't see, guided by a profound connection to the ocean's pulse. He was often accompanied by friends who would shout general directions, but it was his internal map, forged from sound and touch and intuition, that truly navigated him. His legend soon traveled the sun-drenched coastlines, not just for the breathtaking spectacle of a blind man threading a tube, but for the profound lesson his resilience offered. Liam didn't hoard this knowledge. He founded a small, informal program, dedicating his life to coaching others with disabilities, teaching them to connect with the sea beyond sight. On the sand, he didn't focus on muscle or technique first. He had his students close their eyes, forcing them to hear the same drumbeat he now followed. Feel the sand shifting under your heels. Hear the shh of the water retreating, he'd instruct, his voice calm yet insistent. That sound is a countdown. It tells you exactly how much time you have. His most challenging yet most rewarding students were those like him, newly blind, newly facing a world that seemed to have shrunk. He taught them to trust the vibrations that traveled up the leash and into their board, feeling the wave's massive low-frequency pressure building before it was visible. He taught them that the ocean's embrace was impartial. One day, guiding a young boy named Kai, whose legs had been paralyzed, Liam helped him catch a perfect glassy wave. When Kai finally rode it to shore, tears mixed with sea spray on his face. "I didn't need to see the wave to know it was there," Kai whispered, gripping his adapted board. Liam just smiled, the lines around his eyes crinkling. He had long ago realized the essential truth of his new life. In the human world, scars were marks of trauma, visible reminders of what was broken. But the ocean saw none of that. It only responded to physics, to courage, and to commitment. Standing on the shore, the sun warm on his shoulders, Liam listened to the endless restorative rhythm. It was a lesson he shared with every student who found their courage on his waves. The ocean, he would often say, the roar of a set rising behind his words, never sees your scars. It only feels the weight of your presence, and it welcomes you back, whole and unrestricted every time.